I'm Leslie.
And I'm Shelley.
And we're Sisters in Ebert. Welcome back for another Movie Monday.
That just went on and on.
It does.
Kind of like this movie. Welcome to The Godfather.
Godfather Part 1. 1972, Francis Ford Coppola.
Woo!
Shelley's got some feelings.
I got a lot of feelings about this film.
This was the summer of movies.
Oh, yes, it was. The whole summer it felt.
Hey. First of all, I love this movie, and it's very, very long. All three parts of the trilogy are very long. I forgot how long they were. I do believe it's necessary because this is kind of the catalyst for all the modern mafia movies.
It's true.
And this is like the grandfather, the godfather of them all, if you will.
This was a big chunk of the summer movies, too.
It was.
This took a long time to get through this trilogy.
No, it didn't, because we'd watch them in one day. We'd watch them in one day.
In
like
terms
each one,
of hours.
3 days.
I'm pretty sure in a row.
I'm pretty sure.
In a row. Mm-hmm.
And it took me rewatching it just because of certain, like, having kids around and other responsibilities.
Yeah.
6 days to watch it.
How did you write runtime down? It's like more than 3 hours.
I didn't write it down, but the first one is 3, or almost 3, or it is 3. The second one is almost 3, and the third one.
No, wasn't the second one like 3:22?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, so it's actually this. Yes, now that you're mentioning it, this took me 7 days because because the one was longer than 3 hours and I couldn't fit it all.
Yeah, they're lengthy films in this trilogy.
I only have like hour and a half chunks to watch.
Yeah.
So okay, so do you want to do the summer movies?
Oh yes, so our summer movies emblems here, because that tells us that we watched this during one particular summer and
this was, I think,
after.
the OG summer.
Yes, this was the very original summer of movies. So our dad showed us all his favorite films through his life, and a variety of different styles, dramas and comedies and all sorts of things. Just whatever tickled his fancy that day, that's what we watched. So if we were enjoying the movie, we were watching the TV, focused. If we were not enjoying the movie, we diverted our attention to our glass sliding door out of our walkout basement, where we could watch squirrels and birds and all sorts of nature outside, where we were longing to be rather than in front of said movie.
Longing to be is a bit...
True. We weren't that outdoorsy at this stage of our lives.
To be someplace else.
Yes, to not be there watching that film. But so we will give a squirrel rating at the end of this. So the higher the squirrel rating, the more squirrels we were watching, meaning we did not enjoy the film as much. And the lower the squirrel rating, that means we enjoyed the film.
And it also could be like, if there was uncomfortable scenes, if there, not just boredom. It could be for any plethora of reasons.
Yeah. Some of these movies got a little risque,
a little racy.
Times.
But adult themes.
Yes.
So Godfather Part 1, we open with, and I think we watched this before we watched Goodfellas in the summer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was
the start
of
the mafia movie. Yeah. Yep. So we open to the iconic theme song.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knows it.
Everybody
in the world.
Mm-hmm. I believe in America. That's how it opens. There's somebody there asking for help. A man is asking the Godfather for a favor on his daughter's wedding day when he cannot refuse a favor for revenge on people who assaulted and beat up his daughter. Mm-hmm. So I think we find out later he's a baker. I have it written down, I think, but
paid more attention than I did.
I tried, guys. I'm trying to take copious notes for you, not to the length of Goodfellas, but to
that was a bit much.
This was lengthy just for the length of the movie, and it's kind of like those books of the Bible where Joseph begat Isaac, who begat Methuselah, who begat, it's not that, but there's 800 names in this movie,
there are a lot
and they're all lengthy.
Yeah, they're all like Sicilian names, so they got a lot of letters in them.
So Don Corleone is petting an affectionate gray cat, And he calls the man out for ignoring him for years until he needed something. We find out the man is Bonacera. Sure. Someday, and that day may never come, I might come to you to do a service. Bonacera is given his justice. So Don Corleone's gonna take care of it.
He's gonna whack him.
Well, not necessarily, but give him a talking to.
A thorough talking.
A thorough talking to. We cut to a boisterous wedding scene for Connie and Carlo, who is Don Corleone's daughter, and her new husband. There's no family picture taken until Michael comes. He's not there yet. There's people outside writing down license plate numbers. It's the feds. And all the people who are parked outside. And a guy wishes to rob the silk wedding purse. If only it was someone else's wedding. The purse. Honey, where's the bag with all the money? All the envelopes.
Karen.
Yeah, Karen. But there's a man practicing his speech for Don Corleone too. He's going over.
Yeah, he's nervous.
He's nervous, and he's getting more and more drunk too. So he's just like he's going over and over and over, sitting by himself, talking to himself.
I remember I liked this part. Like, I liked the wedding scene as we watched it. It was very, like, pretty dresses.
Yeah.
And they're outside,
It's
and it's
fun.
just lively. And then it would cut, like, to Don Corleone in his office, and it's like, oh, let this man out. It's his daughter's wedding. He's stuck in doing business
he's stuck
all this time.
with this never-ending line.
The first, like, 25 minutes of the movie, he's not out with
freeloaders,
everybody.
Yeah. Tom Hagen must go back to work with Don Corleone, that is Robert Duvall's character, as no Sicilian can refuse a request on their daughter's wedding day. That seems like a tough rule.
Who came up with that one?
Sonny goes outside to chase the feds away, and he breaks their camera, but throws money down on the ground for a new one. Just tosses it on the ground.
It was all improvised.
Oh, I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
He decided to break the camera, and then he was like, and then he decided to throw the money too.
I love it.
Never do something without paying back for it.
Yeah.
So.
James Caan's character,
Yes.
the late great James Caan, and he is Don Corleone's oldest son.
He's also Buddy the Elf's father.
Yes.
You are familiar with
but his name is Santino, and they call him Sonny. So Michael and Kay arrive to the wedding. Michael is played by Al Pacino, and Kay is Diane Keaton. And a very young Diane Keaton.
Yeah, I didn't.
And a very young Al Pacino.
I'm looking at her and I'm like, this person seems familiar.
You didn't get it at first?
I did it at first. I'm like, I can't place who
Wow.
this is. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Robert Duvall's the one that tripped me up. Because I was like, oh my gosh. Because Vince Vaughn's dad in Four Christmases.
A lot of Christmas movies.
I love it. I love it. And then Don Corleone is played by Marlon Brando. Okay. So So Luca Brasi requests a meeting with Don Corleone, but he's not on the list. He is the man practicing the speech. So we find out he is Luca Brasi. Michael explains to Kay that Tom Hagen is a quasi-adopted brother. He was like this kid that was kind of like orphaned on the street, and Don Corleone took him in at a very young age, and so he's raised him as a son alongside his other two sons and daughter Connie.
Yeah, he's treated the same as all the kids. Like he's
not blood, but
family.
he's
They treat him as such.
Yes.
And I don't know, did they get to this point? He's a lawyer. He's there.
I didn't get there yet,
Okay.
and he's kind of training to be consigliere, which is like, the
liaison.
Liaison, yes. I was trying to think of the word, and I couldn't think. Okay. So Sonny's wife notices he's missing, and he's gone to cheat with the bridesmaid. She's not a great looking bridesmaid either. Like,
I chose a different one.
I know.
That's probably the only one that wasn't related to him.
Don Corleone is interrupted by girls screaming as Johnny Fontaine arrives, a famous singer, probably in trouble again. That's why he showed up. Johnny is Don Corleone's godson and helped get him out of his contract with his singing contract, with his record company.
Is it Hollywood? Is that where he was?
Yes. Yeah. He's trying to get into the movies instead. So he's trying to get, they helped him get out of his contract so he could go do other things. Michael assures Kay that he is separate and different from his family. And then we meet his drunken brother, Fredo, who throughout the trilogy, started getting birth order confused.
Oh, yeah.
Is Fredo, it goes Sonny, Fredo, Michael, right? And then Connie?
Yes.
That's what I think, but it gets a little, you'll see in the other two, a little wishy-washy later as we move on. And I said, I don't think they did it I think such a detail, because they are pretty, observant of details. I don't think it would be, missed,
I think Fredo gets passed over because
he gets passed over, yes, but they kind of refer to him as, we'll get to it, but yeah, like I got really confused with the birth order with the next two movies. So, okay. So Johnny Fontaine is asking for help getting a movie plot part. Don Corleone tells Fontaine to act like a man, because he starts like does he start
Tearing
crying
up?
up? Yeah, he's like, act like a man.
Yeah.
A man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. I said, which is said as fornicating Sonny enters the room.
Right.
It was like poetic justice. Don Corleone will give Carlo a job. That's Connie's new husband, but not discuss business with him, because
he's not part of the family technically.
No, but they'll set him up so his daughter's taken care of.
Yes.
Michael has Kay included in the family picture,
which they're just meeting her
for the first time.
This
is
ain't
her
locked
first time.
down.
Yeah, like he's explaining who everybody is, because she's never ever been around the family before.
And then at least she was on the end. They could crop her out.
Right, that's what I was thinking too. And this whole thing, I don't know if I mentioned, is at the Corleone compound, where they're giant, they're giant sprawling estate. Okay, there's a father-daughter dance with Vito and
finally is released
and Connie
from his office to be able to dance with Connie on her wedding day.
Next, we cut to Hollywood. Tom Hagen goes to get Johnny Fontaine the part in the movie that he wants, and he's unsuccessful at first. Yeah, this Hollywood producer doesn't want anything to do with him.
No, I'm not casting.
Who is this?
Dude.
No. Mm-mm. The guy changes his attitude completely when he finds out the connection to Corleone family, and Jack Waltz, I think is his name, shows his prize horse to Tom Hagen. Refuses Johnny in the movie, though, as Johnny stole Waltz's girl, and apparently he's holding a grudge.
There's bad blood there, yeah.
Waltz wakes up the next morning to his prize horse's head in the bed as a message to him in his bed. Salazzo, a new character,
so many,
is trying to get Don Corleone's protection, but is top narcotics producer. Mm-hmm. So Sonny says yes. Tom agrees, as narcotics is a thing of the future.
They're like, yeah, this is a growing business.
Yes.
Like this Apple computers.
This
basically.
is the 40s. This is right after World War II.
Yes.
I forgot to say when this was taking place.
Well, that's why Michael hadn't been around. He was at war. He was a soldier. Yeah.
So he was kind of the hero of the family too, because he went and fought for the country and all that stuff. So Don Corleone refuses to get involved in narcotics, as drugs are serious compared to gambling that he usually does.
Yeah, and as I'm listening to him give the speech, it's like it makes so much sense. He's like, it's not something that we should mess with. No. Like he was so level-headed with it, and it was like, you shouldn't get involved in this.
And Sonny wants to, because they're just seeing the money, but the other families are also, the other New York families and other families, I guess, across the country, crime families, are getting involved in it because they want the profits. You know, they're seeing you're making a lot of money, but they're not
the way things are going.
They're not looking at the big picture.
Yeah, and so they're all like, we need to get in on this now. It's like when you hear about a good stock, you gotta buy when it's low.
Like when Forrest Gump got a little Apple companies,
a little fruit
company's stock. Yeah. Sonny speaks in the meeting when he shouldn't, in front of everybody. And Don Vito says, I'm a sentimental man. I spoil my children. They talk when they should listen. And then he, like, after the guy leaves, he never let anyone outside the family know what you're thinking again. You know? So Sonny is consistently, you know, kind of a hothead. He talks when he shouldn't talk. He leaps first, asks questions later.
Yes.
So he's kind of impulsive. Johnny Fontaine gets the part, and Corleone sends Luca Brasi to go gather info on Salazzo, the narcotics guy. He wants Brasi to pretend that he's unhappy with the Corleone family, and because Salazzo's kind of involved with one of the other families, so he's trying to, you know, pretend like he wants to switch sides, and that's how he gets them. The Tattaglia family. That's
I can't say it.
Tattaglia family. Ooh. The Tattaglia family, whatever.
Whatever it is. The other family that starts with a T.
Say that they will take Brasi in for $50,000, but immediately kill him. They smell a rat. Don Corleone goes to buy fruit,
Uh-oh.
and Tattaglia's the Tattaglias gun him down as Fredo struggles with his handgun.
He got shot like 90 times
He
in this
did.
scene. He just
Oh wait,
going down.
wait, Tattaglia. Oh yeah, okay, yes, okay.
It's like, yeah.
I thought I misspoke a minute. Okay, because I was like, wait, they killed him, right? Luca Brasi. Or
Yeah.
Okay, so because so many people die and then not die
Yeah.
in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so Michael and Kay see in the paper that Vito was gunned down, but are unsure if he's dead or alive. Michael calls home to see what's up, and he's told to come home. That all are on edge as there's a war in the family, and Sonny calls for Polly to come to the house. As a normal bodyguard was out sick. And then
Yeah.
And the Tattaglias try to use Brazzi as bait. So like they're trying to have them come to him, like come to them to, like it's a whole thing.
It was confusing.
There is a lot of this that's very complicated. Yeah.
And I don't like. There's all these characters, and so many of them look so similar.
They do.
That it's like, who was that again? Like I couldn't keep them straight. I need
everybody's wearing a suit and tie too,
yes,
so everybody's dressed the same.
Yeah. I need like defined characters. I need a mole on your face. I need like a hat you always wear. I need something to differentiate.
So
sometimes.
Tom Hagen is also held by the Tattaglia family. Through Sollozzo, and everyone believes that Don Vito is dead, but found out that he's still alive despite 5 shots, so not 50.
It was 90, I'm pretty sure.
Tom is threatened by Sollozzo if the deal is not made with Don Vito. Michael arrives home. The year is 1945, and I saw that on a paper.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it was like New Year's Eve, wasn't it? Like something, weren't they?
It was Christmas
time.
Yeah,
Something like that. It was holiday time. There was like trees and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie.
Okay. Yeah. If Don Vito dies, they might lose the majority of their contacts and muscle. Mm-hmm. So Polly is confirmed to have sold out Vito. Polly's the usual bodyguard.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, who called out sick.
Yep.
Conveniently.
Yes. So he's confirmed to have sold out Vito. And then the package arrives with a fish in Brazzi's bulletproof vest. And it's a Sicilian message that Luca Brazzi sleeps with the fishes.
Mm-hmm. He gone. So Clemenza goes with Polly. Goes with Polly. Clemenza's wife reminds him to bring home cannolis and not to forget them. Mm-hmm. And he pulls over to take a leak. And they shoot Polly, get rid of him. And it was the famous line, leave the gun, take the cannolis. Another improvised line.
Yes. And that woman was his real wife.
In real life. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she improvised that too. And so they both, did that. So, and it's
what if they were in cahoots? Like, let's talk about
I would too. And you know what? It's one of the most famous lines in the movie. So Michael is allowed to go outside and see Kay she is a civilian. They couldn't say "I love you" to Kay on the phone. Yeah. Oh, to go out to call. I think I meant to call Kay.
Yeah, he called her.
Yeah, I was writing very fast. Everything was happening very fast.
For as slow as the movie went, all the action was pitted into 2 minutes at a time.
It seems slow, but there's a lot going on.
There's
because that's what my thought was too. Okay, this is a nice slow paced movie. It's not. So he couldn't say "I love you" to Kay on the phone. All the guys were around.
Yeah, they're all listening. He's like, "Oh, okay, bye."
Yep, I heard you. Yep, I heard.
Great.
I know. Michael sends Kay to her parents' house, and he's unsure when he will see her again. I wrote too tiny too, so that's why I'm kind of holding this. Michael sends Kay. Okay, he goes to see his father. No one's around in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Where's all the bodyguards?
Nurses. There's no bodyguards. There's no doctors. Nobody's around." Guards are forced to leave by the hospital staff, even though, and police escorted them out because the hospital staff called to get the police involved. Mm-hmm. So they had private security kind of standing guard by Don Vito's room, and they were dismissed. And Michael tells Sonny he makes a nurse help him move Vito as men are coming to kill him.
Yeah, they quickly. He's like, push this in this room.
Yep.
She's like, what? And he's like, just do it.
Yeah. Enzo the baker offers to help Bonassar from the beginning. Enzo.
Oh, yes.
Enzo Bonassar. Yes. Yeah. So he is a baker. I was correct. So he offers to help because he kind of walked in. He walked in to visit.
Yeah.
And he just happened to walk in during this time. And Michael's like, I need your help.
How convenient.
Yes. Well, thank goodness.
Yeah.
So Michael agrees to, you're making noises.
I know. My stomach's gurgling. She's belching.
It wasn't a belch. It was freaking air.
What do you think a belch is?
It was a pleasant burp.
A big belch. Like Rose Nyland. You couldn't say belch.
I can't remember. It was a bubble. Michael agrees with terrified Enzo, and they has him use his finger as a gun.
He's like,
pretend like you have a gun.
Yeah, put it in your jacket. And
yeah.
he's just there like, okay.
As it works on the hitmen who drove away, and Enzo's unable to light his cigarette because his hands like shaking too much.
He was nervous.
I would be too. That's intense.
He's just too lonely, baby.
And it's this old-fashioned hospital where you're walking up physical stairs. There's no elevators. You're trying to move beds around.
That gurney up there. Woo.
Right? Okay. So, police paid off by Sollozzo the Turk. That's what his nickname was. So he's the one who's doing all the narcotics, everything. And they call him the Turk because that's where you get all supplies, is at Turkey. Yeah. He's got like a connection. The Corleones bring in private detective security. And Sonny lost his temper about the hospital, and the family hit he hit Bruno Tattaglia, so he's taken out. And Corleone compound is now locked down because they in trouble. Yeah. Sonny's making moves he shouldn't be making without permission.
Yeah, he has jumped into the role of the Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the head of the family,
yes.
And he's not. Okay, so I mean he's acting.
He's acting
Don.
Don.
Yeah, acting head of the family. Because Don is just like an uncle, it's a sign of respect, like Mister, yeah. So Sonny refuses to hear out to the Tattaglias, due to his temper and only thinking short-sighted. Tom Hagen tries to talk him down. Michael agrees to a meeting with Sollozzo and crooked police captain who was part of the hitmen, wasn't he? He came in. He punched. How did I not write that down?
You didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down. Okay, so while Enzo and Michael were outside
the hospital,
a police officer came up.
A corrupt police officer.
Very corrupt. He's getting paid off by the other families.
Which is why there was no security at this hospital.
And why the police helped remove them from the hospital. He ended up punching Michael and having two other cops hold him while he punched him. So, Michael couldn't even do anything about it.
He got missed.
Yeah, the Irish cop. I wrote his name down later, but it's something like McCaskey or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
So they agree to a meeting.
Yes.
Where you were.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm just trying to find it on the page. I remember the part. Okay. So he's a crooked police captain. He's supposed to meet with Sollozzo, him, the police captain, and we'll have a weapon planted in advance.
For Michael to use.
Right. It's Michael's idea to have it planted in advance.
So Michael is here involving himself in family matters that he had previously told Kay
that he would never ever do.
No, I'm different than my family. I am.
Well, they hit his dad. Now he's involved.
Yeah.
So Tom and Sonny fear that the Corleones will be outcast if they kill the cop. And Michael insists it's a crooked cop and reporters are on the payroll so they can spin it. Like they have reporters that they're paying off. They all agree to plan for Michael to kill the captain and Sollozzo. Clemenza prepares Michael. All were...
Dad's gonna love this. He loves when you can't read your own writing.
Really? All were something, was a war hero. Praising him, maybe?
Maybe. Sure. I don't think it's an important detail. Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay. So that Michael was a war hero. Okay. So they plan to hide the gun taped behind the old-fashioned toilet box and will ask permission at this restaurant. I think Brooklyn, right? Is that what they said? Bronx, maybe. Yep, it's the Bronx. Louis in the Bronx.
Okay.
Okay, so they go and he will go and retrieve the gun for 2 shots apiece in the head, make sure that they're not taking any risks, and that Michael will need to go into hiding at least for a year.
Yes.
This is a point in the movie I had stopped or like later, right after this scene is where I stopped
Oh.
it. So I stopped it at 1:31.
An hour
and there was
1:24
minutes to go.
Yeah, so like
nearly 2:55. I think,
yeah, so just under the 3 hour mark is this film.
So two is the one that took me 3 days I think to watch.
That one, it was definitely over 3 hours because I struggled.
Okay. So Michael is found to be clean. They pat him down. He gets in the car with them because he rides over with them too.
Yeah, like a whole carpooling situation.
I was very
because they want to make sure he's not gonna do something.
So the car throws off any tails with an abrupt U-turn.
Mm-hmm.
They arrive to
at first as they were going. Like I didn't understand it. Like when they were doing that.
Did you think he was gonna get hit?
I thought he was gonna go like to a different restaurant or something. I was like, the
gun's
not gonna be there.
I thought that too. I was like, what is this?
But it was just to lose anybody who may have been following to help.
They arrive to Louis in the Bronx in the car with Captain and Sollozzo.
Cute little restaurant. There's like one or two other diners.
I would love to eat there. It looks so good. They're supposed to have the best something, the veal, I think. In the city. Yeah. Michael goes to get a gun and he finds it there.
Another moment where I was like, oh my gosh, the gun's not there because he's feeling around.
Yeah.
Not hitting anything. It was a good minute here.
Well, initially too. So this is a scene where initially Sollozzo is talking to Michael. They all order, and Michael is being spoken to in Sicilian, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Italian.
I think it was Sicilian.
Whatever. It was one or the other. Because I think he says, I'm going to speak Italian now.
Okay.
I think he says that to the cop. Cop's like, I don't care. He's just enjoying his meal.
Yeah, because he can't understand
it.
So he's just...
Because he wants to talk to Michael one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And he's like going through his whole spiel about how they need to come in and into the fold and everything like that.
Part of the narcotics crew.
Yeah. So again, Michael goes to get the gun. He comes out, 2 shots each as planned. I said 1 shot only for Sollozzo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He got lazy with that.
Yeah. It was very specific with the instructions, and he did not adhere to a few of them.
Yep. Because Sollozzo just continued speaking when he came out and just bam, bam, bam. Mm-hmm. So there's a pressure on organized crime by police after Don Corleone returns home with a motorcade. There's immediate meeting after the family all greet Vito as there is bad blood with police and other families since McCluskey's killing.
McCluskey.
Yeah.
That was a McCluskey.
It took me a while to get his name. That's why I missed it the first time. I'm like, this isn't going to be important. And then it just kept popping up. And I'm like, I'm going to write it down. Fredo is sent to Vegas. And Vito learns Michael killed Sollozzo and is in hiding.
That was my question. Why was Fredo sent to Vegas?
I think
for protection?
I don't know. It might be for protection. It might also be to carry out their affairs out there.
Okay.
While Don's
He's the head of that branch.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Go to the Vegas branch. Take care of the family.
Sonny is talking business at dinner with the family, and Connie says Pop never did that, and
never talked business at the dinner table.
And Carlo tells her to shut up, who Sonny immediately threatens and scolds for telling his sister to shut up, and then Fredo starts to ask a business question. Sonny scolds that they don't talk about business at the table. Yes. It was a great scene. I love that scene because it's just typical siblings.
Yeah, like the older siblings, like, watch it.
Because Sonny's talking about, he's trying to go through all this business stuff, and Connie just very, Pop never talked about business at the table. There's kids around, and women around.
Yeah, they shouldn't be involved in the family affairs.
Michael is in Italy in hiding. It's actually Sicily. He's herding sheep for Don Tomasino, who is protecting him. Mm-hmm. Michael visits the town of Corleone, sees Apollonia, and is hit by the thunderbolt. Women are more dangerous than shotguns in Sicily, and meets her father and comes to the house after intentions are explained, which is, he just sees her, doesn't even talk to her, and he's like, I want to marry this girl.
That's the one.
Yep.
Forget Kay back in the States. I see Apollonia.
He gives Apollonia a neck. Well, when the dad found out who his name, who he was connected to, he's like, nope, I'm gonna shut it down. Nope. And then Michael talks to him and pleads his case.
So originally Al Pacino was supposed to deliver the speech in Sicilian, but it was too long. He couldn't learn it all because he didn't speak Sicilian. So that's when they got the idea, we'll have a translator. So he says it, and
that's a good
his
idea.
Bodyguard there is translating to the father. Yeah,
Michael wouldn't be very
fluent. He probably wouldn't be fluent because he's not around the family that much. Yeah,
he wasn't supposed to go into the business. Sonny was.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny is supposed to go into business. So, okay. So he comes to the house after his intentions are explained, gives Apollonia a necklace, and the courtship begins. And it's all very soon after Michael arrives, as he still has a black eye, because I'm trying to figure out this timetable.
Yes.
So this is like the week after he gets
Like,
there.
I know he got hit hard. Like, that
But,
would
yeah.
take a little while to heal, but...
But like he went and did this hit like right after he got that. So like maybe like a week after he got that, he's going for. So we're already like at least 2 weeks out. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So Sonny is still philandering with the Gumar. He goes to pick up Connie, who has a black eye from Carlo while pregnant, which that ticked me off. It's not Connie.
I know, but she's with bad.
I know. Well,
Bad
they
man.
must have approved it. They wouldn't have given her a
True,
wedding
but-
had she, you know. So Sonny gives Carlo a beating the next day, and Michael marries Apollonia and Sicily. And that Carlo beating is the famous one where he like kicks him. Like there's like they had like the fire hydrant going for the kids to play. It was like a hot summer day, and he like kicks him in and just leaves him there in the puddle. Okay,
That
so
was quite a beating.
it was.
That was a lot. I remember
that scene went on.
Yes, I remember that scene from the
Yeah.
first watch of this during the summer movies.
Yeah, it was long. Kay arrives in Corleone compound to get a letter to Michael, and Tom refuses the letter because he doesn't want to be compromised. He doesn't want anything compromised. That he might, like, he doesn't know where Michael is supposedly.
Yep, so
nobody knows where
nobody's privy
so
to this
nobody can be
information.
questioned.
Yep.
Connie finds out that Carlo is cheating and breaks all the dishes in her house, and Carlo beats her up again, which, chick, like, why are you breaking all your dishes?
I
Like,
know, she really threw a hissy
she
fit
like
here.
she went to another shelf to
Yes.
get more dishes.
This is your stuff, and you're going to be the one that cleans this up.
Yes, I know, because she's the woman. Of course she's going to be the one cleaning it
I
up.
guess in this scene, when they were filming it, she lost a shoe. Like, it fell
Okay.
off. But she didn't want to have to, like, reset the whole scene. Like, that would be, like, expensive and it would cost... So, like, she just kept going despite all the ceramic plates that she, like,
Did
she's
she
trying...
hurt her
I
foot?
didn't hear that tidbit of the factoid. But I would assume she probably stepped on something that hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I loved her outfit.
Oh, I did too.
It was like
That
this
satin
nightgown.
yeah,
and
with her little
with her
baby
little
bum.
baby
I know,
bum.
and she's so tiny and petite.
Yes.
Connie calls Sonny, who goes to get her, but is gunned down in toll booth on the way there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they do a hit on Sonny while he's going to rescue Connie from her terrible
abusive husband. Stupid Carlo.
It is quite a death.
It is, yeah. Like they just trap him. Everybody else gets out of the car, and he's just left there. So Don Corleone is shielded from a lot due to his physical weakness and recovery. But Tom does tell Don Vito about Sonny, and Don Vito calls for a meeting of the 5 families so the war can end.
It's like, we have to put a stop
Yeah,
to
this is it. Yeah.
My baby boy.
My son. Man from the beginning of the film. Oh, okay. Enzo is different. Enzo is the baker. The man Bonasara from the beginning of the film is the funeral director.
Funeral director?
Yes. Who needs to fix up Sonny for the funeral. And that's
mother can't see him this
right.
way.
That's the
favor.
favor that they call in for him. Like that day might never come. It came.
Yeah.
And look how they massacred my boy.
I mean, it kind of seems like an easy favor.
It does. That's your job. Like, and you just have to do it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So
Dodged a bullet on that one.
I know.
Like go seek out this person, do something really shady. Nope. Just do your job.
Well, luckily he got involved with the Don who doesn't do narcotics.
Yes.
And, it's like the best Don to be affiliated with. So Michael is teaching Apollonia to drive, and informed by Don Tomasino he must move as it's too dangerous, and that Santino was killed. I know. Michael decides to take Apollonia to her father so she'll be safe, but drives to surprise Michael and is blown up in the car, which Michael tried to stop at the... he realized at the last minute, he sees that one of his friends, who was like the bodyguard, and I think it might have been the translator, just runs off, walks away.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was there, but he was in that group of the two.
Yeah.
And he knows something's up, but he doesn't know what, and then he sees, Apollonia start to drive, no, and the car blew up. He was planning a bomb, so that's what he was doing.
Apollonia got the brunt of it.
She did.
She got Michael's
Yeah.
present.
Yeah. There's a meeting of the 5 families, which takes place in New York and explains the worry about the narcotics business. Don Vito's worry about the narcotics business. He agrees to allow narcotics, but control traffic away from children and schools and only to the inner cities.
Yeah, let's just get all those
So
kids
we
instead.
want to get like the war on drugs started like in the 80s. Like this is kind of
This is the origin of the war on drugs.
So they weren't wrong that they planted those.
Yep.
So we also agree that Michael can come home at this meeting, and Don Corleone realizes he was double-crossed by Barzini posing as Tattaglia. I don't remember.
Sure.
I couldn't pick him out
he
of
was
it.
double crossed. There's a lot of double crossing happening by a lot of people who look alike.
Crisscross. Michael goes to see Kay after being back more than a year. So he marries a chick 2 weeks after he leaves Kay, who's love of his life, but waits a year to go see her after
then he
being back in
returns and
America.
is like, oh, hey, what's up?
And that's pretty much what the conversation is. Doesn't apologize.
No, he's just like, I gotta do what I do.
And informs her that he is working for his father now. He asked Kay to marry him, and I put backup broad. She's his backup broad.
His rebound girl.
Yep. Well,
from his rebound girl.
His
rebound girl from his rebound girl.
Double cross, rebound. So Michael is now the head of the family and has ongoing problems with Barzini, making the move to business in Vegas. Carlo grew up there and will help. So Don Vito is now consigliere, and Tom Hagen is moved to attorney in Vegas, which Tom is kind of upset about because he was supposed to be consigliere, and now he now that Michael is in and steps up as the head, Don Corleone steps down as consigliere, which was supposed to be Tom's role that he was being trained for.
Yeah, like being taught how to do it. Yeah.
And now he's just being shipped out to be their attorney in Vegas.
So like, great, I got demoted.
Yep, and he's like,
thanks a lot, Michael.
Probably feeling like the adopted kid right about then.
Yeah.
Michael goes to Fredo in Vegas and has girls. Fredo has girls in a band waiting for Michael, which he gets rid of. Johnny Fontaine's also there.
And Fredo got sleazy this time. He looks like a grease ball now.
I mean, he wasn't great from the beginning.
No,
remember?
but now
the
he's
first
got
time
like...
we meet him, he's drunk. He's like...
Yes, but now he's got like this little pencil stash. His hair is slicked back, so greasy looking. Yeah, he definitely took on this stereotype of like the Vegas like casino owner.
Yeah. Corleone family wants Mo Green's share of the casino in Vegas. So Corleones can give up olive oil business and take over the casino and hotel. He wants to get Johnny Fontaine to appear 5 times a year, which that sounds like an easy gig to me. I was expecting it to be like 5 shows a week.
Right.
And he's like 5 times a year.
A year.
That gives you lots of time to do your movies and stuff like that.
You can squeeze in. And like, Vegas isn't far from Hollywood.
From Hollywood. It's like, you could drive, like it's close. So Mo is unhappy with the prospect. He wants to hold on to his shares of the casino.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I built this town.
It's mine.
Yeah. Michael warns Fredo never to side against the family again because Fredo's like, Mike, why are you doing this? Yeah, because he's real buddy with Mo now that he's been out there. Michael and Kay suddenly have a 3-year-old.
Yeah, that happened all of a sudden.
Like there's no marriage, there's no nothing. It's just all of a sudden we have a kid.
I mean, he asked her to marry her.
Yep.
It happened.
Connie wants Michael to be godfather to her new little boy.
And she's still with
Carlo.
Edie McBeatster.
Yeah. Don Vito warns that women and children can be careless, but men cannot, and has ongoing issues with Barzini. So he's giving Michael ongoing tips and like tries to guide him in the right direction. Don Vito laments never wanting this life from Michael and warns whoever comes to propose the meeting with Barzini is the traitor. So there's going to be a meeting that is going to come up, and whoever tries to set that up is the person who's double-crossing him. Yeah. Michael's son, Anthony, is later with Don Vito, and he plays with him with the oranges as a monster.
He's like putting them in his mouth.
Yeah. And he's like crying. He's like, he's just like, with his grandfather. And, but Don Vito drops dead in the garden, and Anthony thinks he's playing at first.
Yeah.
Then he runs away.
Sad
it's the saddest scene.
But of all the deaths, like, that's the way to go.
I guess,
And
yeah.
not being shot on the street, not in the
That's true.
toll booth
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Sonny. He went on his own accord.
Yeah.
His heart gave out, but it's
Yeah.
sad he
It
died,
is, yeah.
yes.
So Michael is now head of the family officially and is approached by Tessio for the meeting with Barzini, who he knows he is the traitor because of his dad's words. Michael, and that was at the funeral that he approached him,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's when
Or
Tessio
like some
approached
sort
him.
of event. Yeah.
It was the
the
funeral for
coffin
Don-
was right there.
For Don Vito, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael will wait until after the baptism, and Michael arranges all enemies to be taken care of as the baptism occurs simultaneously. It's a beautiful scene.
This is a good scene.
I love that scene.
Yeah, because it's just, they're showing like the baby
Cutting
being
back and
baptized as they're showing
And
his setup
Michael
for...
taking his vows. You renounce the devil, I do renounce him.
And at some points it's just like his voice over
Yep.
these scenes
Yeah.
of people being hit.
It's a famous scene as I took the time. I went back 3 times to get everybody who was taken out here. So we got Mo Green, Barzini, Tattaglia, Cunyon? That can't be right. Tessio and Rizzi are they're key players in the other families, are all taken out.
Mo Green right in his glasses.
Yeah, right. And that's the one I remember the
Yes.
most. 'Cause
I
it's
remember
like
that
a single
one. I knew it was
gunshot.
coming, yeah.
Yeah, he was getting like a massage.
Yeah,
and
he
he
just
looks
looks
up right in the eye. Yeah, because he has these big thick glasses on the whole time. Carlo,
He was easy to pick
yeah,
out.
Yes, yeah.
That's the calling
you
card I
need.
need.
Yeah, you need
Give me accessories so I know who you are.
something. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
glasses
scene.
guy. That's Mo Green.
Carlo is killed because he must answer for Santino, as he was the one who made the deal with Barzini to have Sonny killed.
Mm-hmm.
So how did he know Connie was going to pick that day to pick a fight and call Sonny to come over? Like, did he just tip the guy off at the last minute?
It might have been last minute.
Yeah.
Like, come save my butt.
Yep.
'cause
Yeah.
Sonny's
Oh, that's
gonna
true.
come.
Sonny's on the way. Yeah.
So I bet it was like, yeah, this, you know the
Yeah.
way he's gonna go.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
So they first made him to believe he was only out of the business. They told Carlo
Yeah,
he
they're like,
couldn't.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it all right.
Yeah, and they got him to admit it.
yeah.
And, yeah.
He said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's like, but you can't be in the business anymore. This was Michael leading this.
Yeah.
And Connie is distraught as Michael had her husband killed. Not your husband, Michael. Not your husband.
Oh, Connie. She's all the
She's
times.
the worst in this movie.
In
all
every
these
movie.
movies, yeah. Not in. She's also Yo Adrian.
Yo,
She- I like her in that movie, but yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, like it's the character.
It's the character.
is
It's not.
insufferable.
It's not Talia Shire.
No,
It is-
no. She was perfect for the role. Like
she was.
did it
Oh,
well.
she was great. Yeah.
That's how this character needs to be done. But ugh.
Yeah. And this once, Michael will let Kay ask him about his affairs. And he says he didn't kill Carlo. Kay believes him, as Michael is fully accepted as the Godfather. They kiss his ring. Door closes.
And Kay's
Yeah.
just watching,
Yeah.
like, as the door gets shut to
Yeah.
his office. And
Yeah.
she's just like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
What am I
Like,
marrying
yeah.
to?
And like, can I even believe him?
Right.
Which you shouldn't, Kay, but I think she did for a little while.
Think,
at
yeah, I
least.
think she did. She's like, oh, good.
Yes.
He didn't kill Carlo.
I have a couple fun facts. That was the end of the movie.
Mhm.
Part 1. So the cat was a stray that was found on Paramount's
Yes!
lot, and I love that.
Yes, they're
I
like,
love
sure, let's put this in that
Yeah.
opening scene. It's such a good detail.
It is.
Like, and it
It's
makes
the best scene. It's on
Yes.
my favorite.
and it makes him just seem like so approachable.
Mhm.
Like he has a
Yeah.
soul, like a friendly soul.
I thought I remembered that cat being orange, and then I rewatched it, and he's definitely like a gray tabby cat. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Sonny's death was the most expensive scene.
Oh, that makes
It
sense.
cost
That
$100,000.
was-
It was 1972 show.
I know, but that's a lot.
That's
of
a lot of
bullets.
money.
There was
I
a
know.
lot of bullets there.
Well, they probably had to rent out the toll booth and like
Close
get that-
the
close the
road.
road. Yeah, exactly.
It would have
Like,
been cheaper just to build a toll booth
maybe
somewhere.
it looked like they did. It was very like out of like
Wide
the way.
open.
Yeah.
But again, this is the 40s. Like they probably had to
Right.
go to like some
Out-
sort of
yeah,
location
I bet
to
you're
make
right.
it look
Yeah.
not like the 70s built up.
Yeah. The wedding shot took 4 days to film with
Yes.
350 extras.
Yeah, and they would just have them go. Like, just
Yep.
act like you're at
Yep.
a wedding.
Yep.
And they would just film it and then filled in things as they needed to.
This one's my favorite. This next fact is my favorite. The horse head was real. They used fakes in rehearsals, but the screams were real as they surprised him with the real horse head in the scene that they shot. I mean, I don't like that it was a real horse head, but yeah. But they used fake heads because they wanted like a legitimate reaction.
Oh my
And
gosh. This is how PETA got involved in things like
I'm
this.
sure it
Because
is.
they're like, you
Maybe
I
it was a
don't-
horse that was already dead.
just stumbled across. Hey, we anybody got a dead horse laying around that we could borrow for a bit?
They're gonna beat a dead horse.
Zing.
Yeah, so it was real, and they got the screams were real.
Ew.
Yeah, when that would.
There was so much blood there.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure that was
I
fake.
hope.
I hope it was too.
Oh my gosh, but still, ew, the
Yeah.
smell.
Oh, I know. And they were like these really like satin gold sheets too, like very fancy.
Uh-huh. I don't know how they slipped that into his bed without him stirring.
I don't know. Yeah. I thought that was weird too because it's like right by his head too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or no,
it's like
down-
at his waist.
Yeah, it's on
like
his
because
waist.
he pulls back the sheet to see it.
Yeah, but that's right. He must have touched at some point because there was like a bloody handprint.
Yeah,
like,
because he thought he was bleeding. He was like,
bleeding,
oh gosh,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
he's waking up in the morning.
Sophia Coppola was the baby in the baptism scene.
Yes,
That's Francis
yes.
Ford Coppola's daughter. And she's actually in all three of the movies. Like, she makes a cameo in the first two.
Yeah.
And has a bigger role in the third one. And then Talia Shire, who we said, she was in this movie before she played Adrienne in Rocky. And she is Francis Ford Coppola's sister.
Yeah, and he didn't want to cast her. He was
Afraid
afraid
of
of
nepotism.
nepotism. So, like, somebody else, I forget who it was, somebody else suggested, like, well, let's give her an audition.
Yeah.
Like, let's try.
Yeah.
He thought she was too pretty,
Okay. Well,
too, for the part.
Well, I mean, why does she have to not be pretty?
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The word mafia and mob are never used in this movie. Like, they dance around it. Like, there was some kind of beef with the existing families. Like, they didn't want anything to like come back their way.
to come back up.
Yeah. And then the leave the gun, take the cannolis line was improvised.
Love that part.
Yeah, me too.
Love it.
Do you have anything else that?
I'm trying to think if I had any other
Yeah.
fun facts. I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
we hit them all there.
Yeah. Because I thought Rocky was before this. I didn't realize this was
Isn't
before
that like
Rocky.
74?
I think it's like 74, 76 or something like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That was also in the summer movie, so buckle
Yep.
up for that one eventually.
So, spoiler alert, we're going through the Godfather series.
Yeah, guess what's up next? Tune in next Monday to round 2.
Squirrels. Now, I did not have many squirrels the first time watching this because I was very into the mafia at this point. Very into
But if
the
this was the first one, were you?
Yes.
Were you already watching Sopranos?
No, I didn't
No.
watch that till college because
Oh.
that was too racy and too yeah. Yeah, and we didn't have HBO, so I had to
True.
wait
You'd have
to
to
watch
wait,
the DVD.
yeah.
Yeah, I was very into it though at this point, and like
Maybe it wasn't first then. Like maybe we had already seen other.
I remember the idea of it seemed very cool. Like there were scenes.
Dad built it up too.
Yeah,
He was like,
yeah.
wait till you see
Yeah,
these.
yeah, and so I would say mine would be probably like 5 squirrels at the beginning, just because there are some scenes that are slower paced. There's a lot of names. There's a lot of details that probably don't need to be
We
there.
need to discuss that pacing.
Okay.
That's my beef with this film. So, hated it first round, like as a 12-year-old or whatever I was. Like I
Hated it.
Squirrels. all through. Like there were certain scenes I recall.
Like the wedding.
The
wedding,
wedding. Mo Green. Sonny at the toll booth. Those sorts of things.
Carlo in the street.
Yes. So like those like big action scenes, that's all I recall from it, because the whole time I didn't understand. I didn't know who the characters were. I didn't get what was happening throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Same time around. No, I understand it now, but like it was so long for what it was. Like the story is great. The pacing is awful.
Now this is an adaptation of Mario Puzo's book, The Godfather.
And they like he put his name on the front of it because
Right.
he was like, it's so close to the novel. Like,
Yeah.
you did the screenplay
Yeah.
so well. Like, you deserve recognition
Right.
for this. But it's just,
Yeah, Coppola and Puzo work together on that.
I was watching it and like on my phone I was watching it, so it has like the 10-second
That's
skip.
even worse.
I
That's
know, but I'm not gonna put it on the TV.
She's
like,
not gonna put it on the TV.
I was
She's
like
not gonna be bothered to put it
laying
on
in
the
bed
TV.
watching it like at night. Like I'm
Okay.
getting through it.
Ouch. My heart.
No. But like, so I'm doing the 10-second skip.
Yeah.
so often because it's like they're walking from one room to another. Nobody's talking. It's just the trumpet playing.
Yeah. That stuff probably could have gotten
It takes
cut
like
down.
55 seconds to get from one room to another.
Think of how much footage is just left on the cutting room floor that isn't included.
But it was like, it just felt so slow to me. And my squirrel rating is still so high.
Still?
It just took too long. It was not
story.
holding my interest.
There
were moments of good story. And there was a lot of extra in the middle that I didn't
It felt
need.
like, to me, and I love this movie, but it felt like, again, like we built up this story, we dragged the story out, and then the last, 45 minutes is just packed through with all the rest of the details.
Yes!
Like
they rushed
the
to
baptism,
the end.
getting Kay back, even Sicily, everything's just shoved in, and we're gonna just, yeah.
I don't know, maybe they were establishing it as like, well, when Vito is in charge, it's a slow
That's
sort of
true.
thing.
Which it is. It's very
And
mellow.
then-
It's very
And then
well
once
thought
he
out.
is not the leader, it gets chaotic, which is what happened.
That is what happened.
But I feel like there was a better way to portray it than that, if that's what they were going for. So I'm still pretty high on the squirrels.
My scrolls are very low now, maybe 1 to 2, just because of the pacing, like Shelley said. But I do love this movie, and I do think it is a necessary movie to watch at least once in your lifetime.
I agree. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like it.
This won the Academy Award, right?
Pretty sure.
I hope it did.
I think so.
I think it did. Yeah.
And like it got such good buzz going in, like they
From the critics.
Yeah, like they signed onto a sequel before they even released the first time around. They're like,
Yeah, the
"Oh,
first
yeah."
sequel is very soon after this
Mhm.
one. The next one is way further out.
Third felt like a money grab, personally, but I don't know what
It
sparked
did.
it.
I know they wanted to complete the story,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Some stories are
We have
left
some-
unsaid.
we have some thoughts about the third one too.
We're getting there.
Yeah, so.
See you in the next 2 weeks. We'll talk more about this.
But thank you for joining us.
Yes,
today.
thank
Do you have
you.
anything else that you want to add?
No, like
I hope this was shorter than than Goodfellas. I wasn't timing myself.
It's
but
gotta be.
It's gotta be. But we do appreciate you joining us. If you look in the description under this video, you will see links to our social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook at Sisters and Ebert. Please come follow us, like, subscribe, all the things. Comment. Let us know how you feel about this cinematic classic. This is one of the great movies.
Yes, how do you feel about watching it?
I love it.
Do you feel the pacing?
But I do feel like this isn't
It's
one you're
holding
going to
you back.
watch all the time. Like, you're going to watch certain scenes, but you're not going to watch it in its entirety.
Yeah.
I think since I first saw this is maybe only my third time seeing it in its entirety, like the rest of them.
That just tells you.
Yeah. And I do love these movies. So, yeah. So in its entirety. I have seen the scenes many a time. But, yeah. But, again, we thank you for joining us. Please follow us on YouTube. Ring the bell. It'll let you know whenever our new content is released. And we'll see you next Monday at the movies.